Okay, g'day guys. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm stealing components from an old flight controller that I've already stolen the CPU off. And when I started and I thought, I should probably, record this and show you guys what I'm doing. It could probably, it'll definitely be helpful. If you got the tools around, or if you got a spare lazy, $70 odd for a hot air gun. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reattach the 16 meg flash chip that come off this board, just to sort of show you how you would go about adding on board flash if you didn't already have it and you had an old flight controller that had the chip and you had a new flight controller that didn't and you wanted to put it on there. It's not really that hard. First things first, obviously you need a hot iron. So I mean, there I had the cold one, so I had to swap over. That's the downfall of having too many tools around. You just pick up the wrong shit. So essentially we're just going to add a little bit of 6040 solder here, and God, what did I do? I thought I was going to do each one, and then I realised it was just much easier to just drag it, and that gave me really nice little pads to flow down onto. Yep, shiny, beautiful. Yeah, you got the little dot on the chip there. You might not be able to, well, you can't really see it here, but you can see, if you're doing this, you can see a little dot on the corner of the chip, and usually the PCB will show where that goes with a little dot on the silk screen. So I'm just lining that up, and yeah, like I said earlier, I have a bit of trouble here because I use way too much flux and it's still all wet underneath, but eventually it sticks how I want it to, and I'm able to flow it down nice. I realistically, I could have just held the tweezers on and floated onto the board right then and there, but it's not really how I like to do things, and I couldn't really see anyway because I had a camera and a light in my way. And I was sort of leaning over them to do this work. So I'm coming in with my hot air gun, couple of seconds. That's set to about 380 and airflow at max. You'll have to play around with that though. So, a couple of seconds, and you see the chip fall in, and it sinks into the board, and that's, it's nice and flowed, and all the legs are shiny and beautiful. So that's done. Yep, beautiful. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so now we're just going to continue on stealing parts, and I do have a couple of other little tips for mucking around with flight controllers when you're stealing things, and how to take things off, and how to fix things as well. So I mean, the whole reason I'm stealing these components is because I use them obviously on other boards. So flash, yeah, that's cool, we can use that occasionally, but more important is the voltage regulators, the diodes, some of the chips. It's incredibly helpful. Like there's numerous. I mean, most everything I've got has been fixed once. Like if I didn't have this, sort of skill, I'd be stuffed. Most everything that I've got has definitely seen some sort of rework. And I'm just taking, I mean, that's a little, what is it, a little NFET or something. I'm just getting that out of the way so I can get to the 5-volt regulator and some of the supporting caps and things. And one of the other things that I want to have a look at is the gyro as well. Quite often just running some flux around it and giving it a few seconds under heat to reflow the legs is good enough to fix gyro if you have like the board flashing at you and it's refusing to work. A lot of the times it just needs a little bit of a reflow. So on this board the gyro is over here, so we're going to just reflow it. It's really quite quick. So add a bit of flux. Good boy. Just a wee teeny bit. That's a couple of seconds. Oh, that's right, yeah. Want to be able to see this, so trying to find a good camera angle. Okay, so we come in a couple of seconds of heat to see the solder get all nice and shiny around the chip, and we're done. Now I'm just going to remove it because I want to steal the chip. You'll see how quick that comes off. So, you know, obviously a couple of seconds of heat is definitely good enough to reflow that if it's popping off that fast. Same here with this chip. So that was the USB to serial chip. Can't remember the name. CP something random. And now I'm just going to go and steal a couple of other passive components. Some random shit, and then we're going to have a look at the USB port. So when you're taking the USB port and you want to keep it intact to use it, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but you do not want to apply heat directly to the connector or on top of the connector. You want to heat the board from underneath. And here I have an attempt at that, hoping the sticky tape grab it, and it nearly comes, but no, not going to work for me. So I need to have a bit of a think about this for a second and come up with a solution. Yeah. So I was thinking about this for a second, come up with a solution, and here we go. I'm actually just, I'm watching this back for the first time as well, so it's sort of weird commentary on myself. I can already tell my fucking fat hand is going to get in the way, or my fingers, definitely, but this, you know, this is what you want to do. You want to get the board hanging over and attack it from the bottom side, and hopefully afterwards we'll have a working connector. Okay, it's off. And now I'm just going to try and find a cable, I guess. Oh wait, no. Cool it off. It's just alcohol. Okay, inspection time. We'll find a cable, and hopefully we have it. It looks good, but you have to test these things. Does it plug in? Ah, yeah. Yeah, that feels good. Beautiful. Alrighty, good one. Catch you on the next one.